Some of una wey don watch Titanic una hear about that ship take sink. Omo, since we dey small na we don watch that video, and they talk say na wetin really happen, na true life story na im dey take do that film. Now these billionaires wey you dey see they wake up one day, they say they wan go deep down the ocean, go check as that ship dey, go be the first human beings. 5 billionaires, they pay $250,000 upon all these things wey be say people dey suffer for the whole world. Even if they don't know where they wan put that money, if they bring am come Africa, find all these very very wretched African citizens, or even wretched US citizens, because you get wretched people wey still dey US. If say you carry that money, share give them, e for do well for them, but they use am buy ticket. They wan go check as the Titanic be. Omo, na im mami water and papi water wey dey for ocean say the these people no go. I no know say ocean be like block. This water wey you dey see, e be like block. On how you dey go down, the pressure. We dey hear say the pressure, na in the pressure that submarine wey they carry enter, the thing explode, the thing just scatter like mpo matches. But make we hear wetin this our brother talk. It makes sense well. I no want talk too much. Make my man no put me for trouble. No watch am.
First of all, RIP to everybody that died in that unfortunate submarine. But this video will teach you something about management, because that's where the problem came from. It's not the submarine that had the issue, or the water, or the Titanic under that they went to see, or the creativity, the idea. No, the problem was with management. So this CEO of this company actually was inside that submarine and he died with it. He was 61. But he was so arrogant and he made a critical management mistake that crashes many companies. If you are going to build anything great, just know that you have to be a great manager. It's a given. You have to learn how to manage people and lead them to achieve a greater goal that will benefit you and them. All right? This CEO made a very critical mistake. I'll tell you what happened. So what happened was that when they were building this submarine, 2 of his staff warned him that this submarine cannot withstand pressure at the depth of the Titanic. The Titanic was deep down under the ocean at around 13,000 feet, down under the ocean. All right? So this... but if you look at the submarine, the submarine is built in 2 parts. The outer part is the glass, the front part. Then the rest of the submarine is built with concrete and metals and stuff that can withstand pressure. So one of his staff specifically did some calculations, one of his engineers, and told him that the rest of the submarine can withstand 13,000 feet. But the glass outside cannot withstand beyond 4,000 feet. You understand? So if that submarine goes beyond 4,000 feet, the glass is going to crack. So, do you know what he did? He fired these 2 people. And one of them actually sued him in 2018. I don't know what became of that court case. Maybe it's not even done in the court. But he fired the 2 people that told him the truth. There was an engineering firm that reached out to him too. And this engineering firm asked him to submit that submarine to them so that they can do proper structural test and analysis on it to determine whether it's strong enough to withstand to go under the water at that depth. He refused. So what he did instead was he went and hired lawyers. So lawyers helped him to draft a contract that before you enter that submarine, you must sign the contract. And the contract basically said, hey, this submarine is just experimental and things could go wrong if you go underwater and you could die. In fact, the word death was mentioned 3 times in the first page of the contract, and it's like 4-page contract. So in his mind now, this contract has covered him and it has made the submarine strong enough. So he managed to market and got some billionaires, about 5 more unfortunate victims, to pay $250,000 each. And then he was the pilot, went in there, and the thing went down. And the pressure of the water, You know, as you are going down under the water above you is pressing on your head. You understand? So as you're going down, it becomes more and more difficult to breathe until the weight of the water will crush you into pieces. The entire submarine is like the size of a car. The weight of the water at the bottom of the ocean can shrink it into the size of a ball. That's how much pressure that is down at 13,000 feet. So they have gone down now. They said about 1 hour 30 minutes into the ocean, the whole thing just went imploded. So the U.S. Marine Navy is saying that they heard an explosion sound of something there, and they know that that's most likely what happened to that submarine. Must have exploded. You know, they have these sonar devices listening underwater for when enemy submarines are coming. So they heard that sound. So what do we learn about management from this? Lesson number 1, you employ professionals for them to tell you what to do. You tell them what you want, they tell you what to do and how to accomplish it, period. So he would have told them, look, I need a submarine that can go 13,000 feet. You understand? He employs people that have experience in marine engineering, ex-Navy SEALs and stuff. And these people will put head together and tell him, look, for you to go 13,000 feet, this is what you need. This is the kind of material you need. This is the quality of glass you need. This is the this, that. So what happened was that this man employed professionals and used his will, because he's the one paying salaries, to override their opinion. And now it has entered in total disaster. The thing with engineers is that when it comes to engineering, when an engineer makes mistake, it costs life. It takes lives, not just one life. If a doctor makes a mistake, one life is gone. The doctor will cover it, bury it, and learn from that and move. But when an engineer makes a mistake, an entire building can collapse. You know, that Titanic, the first time they found it, the wreck of the Titanic that is at the bottom of the ocean, was in 1985. How did they find it? The US government contracted a man to use his robot submarines to go underground and search for the Titanic. But actually, that search was a covert operation, because in the 1960s, 2 US nuclear submarines sank, and the US did not know where it was. So by 1985, somebody had built something that could go underwater and do a search. So the government contracted him, but used the submarine search, the Titanic search, as a cover. So this guy went down and found the 2 submarines, and then used his remaining 12 days of search to search for the Titanic, and found the Titanic. So the way to build submarines, humans have known that since over 153 years ago, in the 1880s. That's when humans invented the first submarine. So the methods to build something that will go underwater and withstand pressure has always been known. It's a known knowledge. If you go to YouTube, you see videos of how to build it. During the Second World War, Japan deployed thousands of it. Do you understand? So, but we're in 2023, and this man is building a submarine that still collapses, you know, that still caves under pressure. It means that he did something really wrong. He didn't listen to his team. Do you understand? So if you are leading a team, you have to listen to your team. First of all, make sure you select the best capable hand you can. Even if you don't have money at the start, as you get more and more money, you go into the market and select, interview, and recruit the best capable hands. Secondly, if you have a vision about something and somebody in your team that is experienced is against it, is warning on it, what do? If you sincerely believe that you should go that direction and your team member is warning on it, you can contract somebody else who is just as experienced. For instance, if this coach, submarine CEO, had gone, what he would have done is he would have hired some other submarine engineering firm for a 1-hour meeting. During that meeting, you understand, he will bring up his team, those 2 staff that campaigned against that submarine in his team, and get them to argue against each other. He listens, maybe on a Zoom call. This one will say why he feels the submarine will not survive under 13,000 feet. This one will say, listen. At the end of the day, you will see reason why you should go which direction you should, or the one you want to pick. It will be more clear. But if you just use your power, your willpower, because you have the money, you are the one that pays the salaries and suppress your team, you end up with a terrible product. This is why so many software companies are failing. So many good business ideas have died that way, because the guys paying the money, the guys at the business team, the business managers, the CEO, is too arrogant to listen to the professionals he employed. And here's the thing with many professionals. If you shout at them, they will keep quiet. You know, if a company is going to collapse in 6 months' time, the first people that know that it's going to collapse is the staff. If your company is bad, the staff in the company will know before the CEO that this company is going nowhere. It shock you. They will know. So learn to listen to your staff, your team, not just your staff, your team, any part of the team you occupy. Learn to listen.